Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This video is going to be my top 10 favorite cool toned lip glosses. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Now, if you saw a recent video I did where I showed you my top 10 cool toned lipsticks and you're wondering, Micah, where did all the mauve tones go? That's what this video is, because in recent years I have fallen in love with lip glosses more so for this mauvey, better than my lips sort of kind of situation that you then create rather than a lipstick. So this is going to be 10 mauve tone glosses. So let's put them all on my face. Before we get into the video, it may be good to know who I am and what I like doing on this channel, just in case you're new here and it's the first time you're watching one of my videos. Hi, my name is Micah. I live in the Netherlands. I have fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone, and this greatly influences my makeup preferences. I have been reviewing makeup for more than a decade. I love trying out eyeshadow palettes, Essence and Catrice, and getting the use out of my makeup. So if that's something you're interested in, then I hope you'd like to consider subscribing. As I mentioned, this is the lip gloss version of some videos that I have been doing all year. I'm currently doing a cool tone video once a month, sharing some of my favorite products that I think are going to work for you if you have a cooler undertone. Now, I myself, I'm cool to neutral, so I can get away with a little bit more than some other people, but I think there's going to be something here for everyone. If you're a warm tone and you're looking for good cool tones, that might work for you, but also if you are very, very cool toned indeed, and you're really just looking for cool tone recommendations, I think you can get something out of this as well. I've got some high-end options, and I also have some drugstore options. So from the drugstore, I really only have a few. It seems that I just tend to like a more expensive lip gloss. However, one of my favorites is going to sort of be in the middle ground of what most brands will have to offer. One of my favorites, which I don't think you can still get, but I was able to find this when I could no longer find it in stores, in some online web stores. So I did pick up two of these in Becca, because this is a lip gloss by Catrice that I've used up. This is my second one. And you know that if we use up a lip gloss, that it's actually good. What is this thing called? This is the Better Than Fake Lips Volume Gloss by Catrice. They did them a couple of years ago. They change around their lines a lot, so I'm not sure if you can still get this. This is in shade 030 Lifting Nude, and this is that perfect My Lips But Better kind of shade. So here is what the Catrice Better Than Fake Lips Volume Gloss looks like on my lips, and also what it looks like on the back of my hand. At the start of the video, I was just wearing a bit of clear lip balm, so you can see that this is definitely that My Lips But Better kind of vibe, where I feel I always have a little bit of purple in my lips naturally anyway, and quite pigmented lips, so that's why I think I actually fell out of love with like cooler toned lipsticks, because it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to wear lipsticks if they don't change the color of my lips. So for going something a little bit more sheer and glossy like this has been my vibe. As I mentioned, I've used this one up in the past, and I think it's really, really good. But since this may be difficult to find, they are doing something differently though. This is the Marblicious Liquid Lip Balm, and there are definitely some like balm hybrids in this video. I definitely also want to do a video with lip stains and lip oils in the future as well with this category. But this they call a liquid lip balm. To me, it just feels like a gloss, and it's the marbled look. So of course, high-end brands started doing it, and then several drugstore brands started to dupe it. This is in the shade 020 Don't Slurp So Loud. And this is, again, that sort of mauve, slightly pink tone. I feel this is a little bit more pink than this one is, but we'll see the difference in a second. And I'll show you the close-up of the swatches on the back of my hand so you can really see what all these colors look like towards the end of the video when I've swatched all 10. So here is what the Marblicious Liquid Lip Balm looks like by Catrice. I'm not sure if you can see the difference here, but I feel that it definitely went on a little bit milkier at first. That may be that white that's running through the balm, but as you blend it in, it definitely gets a similar look as the previous one I just put on. It's definitely, again, that My Lips But Better kind of look, and I really like this. This is a little bit more pink though. I feel this has a little bit more of a purple undertone, and this is a little bit more of a true pink. But both products are really nice. If I didn't have two of the backups of the Better Than Fake lips, I may have kept around more of the Marblicious. I just kept like one or two of the Marblicious because I like them, but they're essentially the same sort of formula. I feel they're perhaps a little bit more hydrating. Like they definitely seem to have more of that lip balm quality than the Better Than Fake Lips Volume Gloss has, but they feel very identical to me. And the final true drugstore pick I have here for you is by Kiko Milano. Where would we be without a bit of Kiko? This is the 3D Hydra Lip Gloss in shade 35. And I think it's also just called mauve. This is a slightly warmer mauve though. So if you're looking for a good mauve and you do have that warmer undertone, then this might work for you. I do feel that Kiko can run a little bit more warm toned, but it still gives me the same vibe as the other things I have in this video today. So this is what the Kiko 3D Hydra Gloss looks like on my lips. This is shade 35, as I mentioned. You can see that it has a lot more brown compared to the other two shades here. But on the lips, I feel I don't see much of that brown tone anymore. I definitely feel, because I have that purple undertone in my lips, that it definitely sort of like skews certain lip colors in different ways, and especially if something is a bit more sheer, I feel that my natural lip color will sort of color correct some of the warmth that this has automatically. If you don't have very pigmented lips, if your lips aren't as cool toned as mine are, then maybe this is not right for you if you're looking for a true cool tone, but I definitely think it can work really well for people with either more medium to deep skin as well, rather than someone as pasty pale as me. Then the next two products I have for you, I feel they are sort of like mid-range brands in terms of the price point that they go for. And one of them is one of my favorite lip gloss formulas on the market. I used one up in a different shade, in the shade Coconut. This is the shade Pistachio. What am I talking about? This is the Tower 28 Milky Jelly Gloss. This is in, as I mentioned, shade Pistachio. I also have Sesame. That's deeper. So if you love a deeper gloss on yourself, then maybe go for Sesame over this. I love this one. And you can see that I've used up quite a bit of this one as well. So yeah, the Tower 28 formula, however, because they're clean beauty, it is recommended to use it up as quickly as you can, because past like a year, this is not gonna go down well. So yeah, I do wear this quite a bit, and I love this shade on me as well. So this is what the Tower 28 Milky Jelly Gloss looks like on me. I definitely feel that this is the most peach that I've shown you so far compared to everything else. But I feel that on my lips, it still looks very natural. It definitely works. Again, something that will work for people who are perhaps slightly more warm toned than I am, or if you're more neutral, but I definitely still feel I get some of that cool tone running through it. And I think this makes for a really nice, natural, everyday look. And this formula, now that I'm putting it on again, I'm like, it's not sticky. It's very hydrating on the lips. I love wearing it year round. And despite it being very rich and creamy, it doesn't slide anywhere either. So the Tower 28 Milky Jelly Glosses are some of the best on the market. But I think one of the most cool toned glosses in this entire roundup is this guy. This is from Kaleidos. I don't remember the name of the product itself. The Untamed Glow Glossy Lip Glaze, that's the full name. This is in the shade Last Smoke, and you can see the shade in the bottom here. It's such a grayish purple. It's the reason why I wanted to own this, because I was like, this is quite possibly one of the most cool toned lip products I have ever seen, and I think it looks really, really cool on. So this is what Kaleidos Last Smoke looks like on me. I think if you're warm toned, you may want to stay away from this shade, because this definitely has a gray undertone to it. If you're looking for one of the best cool toned lip glosses on the market today, try the Kaleidos, because this is absolutely stunning. And the formula of these is also out of the world amazing. I actually almost, because I have this one and I have the sparkly one, I almost bought the full collection because I like these so much. I don't need them, but yeah, Kaleidos is a brand that does some really, really good things. And this is just really lovely on, and I adore the shade. So props to Kaleidos for doing something that is this cool toned, yet still wearable, because it definitely doesn't look gray on my lips. It just looks plum, which I think is good. And then we get to the more high-end things. So these are definitely things that are all more expensive than anything I've shown you so far. And I'm going to end it on the thing I want to actually wear and go like live my life with today, because I do have to head out to work after filming this video, so I'll end on that note. But we're gonna start the high end with a shade and formula I love, but I don't love that it does this. This is the Victoria Beckham Posh Gloss in the shade Fizz, and this is what happens to it if you don't use it for a while. It completely separates. Is this something you can fix? Very easily. If it just sits on your vanity, it starts to separate. But the formula is good enough that it will like gel back together, but it does look a little bit atrocious every single time, I have to say. In terms of a mauve tone, we already saw in my lipstick overview with the nudes that Victoria Beckham Beauty had one of the best cooler toned options at in the high-end range. And I also feel that this lip gloss is definitely one of the better ones that I have found at a higher price point. So here is what the Victoria Beckham Posh Gloss looks like on me. As I mentioned, it's in the shade Fizz. And on my lips, I feel it looks a lot more cool toned than it does in the swatch. In the swatch, it's definitely more of like a rosewood. And a rosewood usually has a little bit of warmth to it. There's always a bit of brown. But here again, on my lips, I don't feel it looks brown at all. So that's definitely that. And I also think that compared to everything else I've swatched so far, this is the most intense color-wise. So this is definitely the kind of lip gloss that I feel gives you the color payoff of like a sheer lipstick. Rather than an actual traditional lip gloss. Next up is something that I think actually came on top in like a top 10 lip gloss video in the past, and it's Rare Beauty's Nearly Mauve. Now this thing also has like something like lip balm in the name, so this is another like liquefied lip balm kind of product, but it has the sort of color payoff that makes me think it's more like a gloss, and of course also the way you administer it, it's more of a gloss than anything else. But like the Tower 28, I feel this has one of the balmiest formulas of any of the products I'm showing you today. So here is what the Rare Beauty in Nearly Mauve looks like on me. I feel again that in a swatch, it definitely has a bit of brown running through it. Rare Beauty is a brand I love for their formulas, but shade-wise, they really need to work on putting cool tones in their range, because everything they do is incredibly warm-toned, even if they aim it at fair skin tone. So there's definitely a gap, I feel, within the Rare Beauty range. But this is, I think, the coolest toned product I have found in the entire line. Especially on my lips, again, I feel that that brown tone doesn't really come through. It definitely just looks like a mauve-toned lip color on my lips. So the Rare Beauty in Nearly Mauve is really, really pretty. And it's been one that I'm like, oh, I need to bust it out again, because I've tried so many other lip glosses now. The Rare Beauty was one of the first ones that I ever tried back when I first got into like lip glosses a few years ago. And I really need to bust it out because it is a lovely product. I just haven't wearing it much because I tend to reach for the Tower 28 or a product that's still coming up more. Also from that sort of first, back in the day when I first got into lip gloss, is this guy. This is the Fenty Beauty Cream Gloss Balm in the shade Mauve Wives. This is stunning as well. Fenty Beauty does do some cooler tones, which is great, but with Fenty Beauty, I actually struggle with formulas. With Fenty Beauty, I don't always find what I need for my dry skin, but with their lip products, I feel it's okay. Here we have Fenty Beauty Mauve Wives, and can you just tell, like, this actually has a bit of blue running through it. It's super cool toned, and I don't hear enough people talking about the cream version of the gloss bombs. The shimmer version of the gloss bomb always get a lot of hype. I've never really loved that formula for me. I also don't love shimmering glosses. I have like two to have something that I could layer over a lipstick if I want to, but since I discovered lip gloss and I tried a bunch of things, the thing I came away with the thing I came away with when I was trying all those things is that I just love things like this, that I can wear by itself, that don't need anything else going over top. This is the kind of thing I love, and this is super cool toned. It actually, like, I'm wearing a fairly, like, rosy sort of eye, but I'm wearing a very warm tone shirt, and this is just clashing too much. I couldn't even wear this today because it's too much of a cool tone to work with the rest of my look today. So yeah, Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Mauve Wives is one of the cooler tone things in the high-end spectrum as well that I have found. Another high-end gloss that I love that is a mauve tone, but that definitely has more warmth to it, is Wayne Goss's Petunia. And I haven't tried much from the Wayne Goss line, but this I really liked. I definitely would want to try more, but ever since he changed some things around with his brand, I haven't been that up to date with what he's been doing. This definitely has more brown peach running through it, but it's definitely still a mauve, and great if you have that warmer undertone, but you want to try something that's more cool toned. And here is what Wayne Goss Petunia looks like on me. It's definitely not as cool toned as I wanted this to be when I bought it. It was definitely described as like a mauve tone on the website. It definitely has a bit more peach running through it. It's a bit more brown, but like I feel that mauve is definitely like a spectrum of shades, and it can be super purple leaning and very sort of cool toned, but you also have your warmer mauve tones that have more of that rosewood kind of character to it, and that's what this falls into. Like that's the category I feel we're getting with the Wayne Goss gloss in Petunia. So is this going to be super cool toned if you are super cool toned? No, but I definitely think that if you have a warmer tone, this is not going to be warm enough for you. So there's definitely different things. Different things will work differently on different people, and I try to include as many things so that as many people can get recommendations out of this video as possible. And finally, last but not least, Glossier Ultra Lip in the shade Pony. Technically, this is of course a lipstick because it comes in a twist-up stick. But what are we seeing brands do a lot now is that they do tinted lip balms and things that are sort of glossy and balmy, and it's sort of like lip gloss in a tube kind of thing. So we're definitely getting formulas that look like this, that perform like a lip gloss would, and I feel that way about this product. I'm not sure if that's the way it was intended by Glossier. They probably just call it a lipstick, but of course Glossier is on the more natural side of things anyways. And you can see how much I've worn this. Because this, let me tell you, it's good. It does have a bit of brown running through it, but this has been my everyday lip for the past few weeks. Like, I've been wearing this so much. Here is what Pony looks like on me, and this is the thing I want to wear when I go out to work in a second, so let me throw this on to show it to you on. This isn't even a sheer lipstick. Yeah, so when I put this on, I feel the Glossier Ultra Lip in the shade Pony is definitely sort of that my lips but better that I get from a lot of these glosses. So that's why I felt it had to go into this video today. And I love the packaging of this because this I can reapply without a mirror if I want to. So these are all of the swatches that I did for you today. Let me see if it focuses. So these are all of the swatches that I did for you today. So you can see we started with the Catrice. This was the Better Than Fake Lips, the Marbleicious. Then we moved into Kiko. That's right here. This is the Tower 28 Kaleidos. Then we got Victoria Beckham, Rare Beauty, Fenty Beauty, Wayne Goss, and this is the Glossier. So here are some recommendations that I feel can be great for you if you have a cooler undertone and you're looking for a great lip gloss. As I mentioned at the start of the video, because I have just shifted my preferences from like a shade like this, I only exclusively wear in this glossy, balmy formula and never as a full-on lipstick. So that's why I think these recommendations you might like a little bit better if you thought my nude lipstick one was a little bit disappointing, because some people definitely thought those aren't cool toned. They are cool toned for sure, or at least the coolest things I have in my collection. I'm not buying anything new for these videos, let me tell you. I'm not going to go out and buy anything that I don't have an interest in yet, just to have cool tones in my collection, because I already have plenty. And I definitely think that because I switched from like wearing these kind of shades as lip glosses rather than lipsticks, that's definitely where some of the confusion came from, I'm sure. But yeah, this video I hope was again helpful for you to find some cool tone recommendations. Let me know in a comment down below what your favorite cool tone lip gloss is. I would love to know. And yeah, stay tuned for more, because I do this kind of video once a month. But of course, I do lots of other content throughout the weeks as well. So I would like to subscribe so that you can be updated whenever I post new videos. For now, take care, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.